poise and pose. In this video, we will learn a new lesson from Samacheer Kalvi, Standard 8, Unit 1, Prose, The Nose Jewel. This lesson was written by C. Gopalachari. Let's learn about the author, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari. Informally called Rajaji, was an Indian politician, independence activist, lawyer, writer, historian, and statesman. Rajagopalachari was born in the village of Torapalli in the Krishnagiri district. Rajagopalachari was the last Governor General of India as India soon became a republic in 1950. Moving on to the story. Ramaya was a simple man living in the town. He lived with his wife in a nice house made of tiled roofs. He was not rich, but he could take care of his family. Ramaya was a simple man. He lived in a beautiful house which was made of tile roofs. He lived with his wife. He was not a very rich person. He's a very simple man, but he earned enough to run his family. Two sparrows built a nest in a nice spot in the roof of Ramaya's house, and the mother bird laid her eggs in it. Here, on top of his roof, there were two sparrows. They built a beautiful nest, and even the mother bird has laid eggs in that beautiful nest. My dear, began the male sparrow. And what do you want now? Asked his wife. Why does the lady of this house always quarrel with her husband? How am I to know? Said the female bird. Let us mind our own business. You are always self centered, said the male sparrow, and added, should we not help this poor Ramaya? Now, here in this paragraph, we see about the conversation between the male and the female sparrow. The male sparrow calls the female sparrow and says and asks a question that the wife of that house, that is Ramaya's wife, is always quarreling with her husband, that is fighting always with her husband. And the male sparrow is asking, why is this Ramaya's wife always fighting with her husband? Replying to it, the female bird said, how am I to know? Why should I be bothered about the others? Let us not bother about others. Let us mind our own business. And the female bird was not bothered about any of those things that happened around her. But the male bird said, "You are always self-centered. Why you so bad? How can you be so self-centered?" Self-centered means thinking about yourself and not about the others. Always thinking about us, what we need and what we do for ourselves, and we do not bother about the others, or we do not think about anybody else. So that is called as self-centered. And the male bird said, you are always self centered. You do not bother about anybody. So, we should help that poor Ramaya. The female sparrow said with disdain, let me see what help you can do for him. Please do not talk about what does not concern us. See that the cat does not come near our nest. That would be enough for you and me. Now, here with full disdain. Disdain means the feeling that somebody or something is not good enough to be respected. Now, here, this female sparrow, with no respect given to her husband, that is the male sparrow, she said that, let me see what kind of help you're going to do for that lady or for that man. So it is better that you mind your own business. Let us not talk about what that does not concern us, that does not bother us. Your only job is to take care of the nest and the small ones who we have at home. See that the cat does not come near the nest, and that is more than enough for you and for me. That was a disrespectful answer that the female bird gave to the male bird. Somewhere in the muck heap lay a diamond nosed jewel. The male bird picked it up and came to the nest with a shining stud in his beak and said to his wife, now, here, after flying away from that nest, This male bird saw a diamond nosed jewel on the muck heap. Muck heap means a pile of dung or soil, a heap of soil or a heap of cow dung which is laid in the village near the house. So, near that muck heap, this male bird saw a diamond nosed jewel. The male bird picked it up and came flying to the nest with the shining stud on his beak. And he wanted to show that to his wife, the female bird. Look, do you like this? The wife replied, what am I to do with this diamond nose stud or with earrings? Find some grub. The young ones are hungry. Now, here, this paragraph shows that the female bird is bothered only about her family, her husband, her babies, and herself, only about the family. But this male bird, when the male bird brought a beautiful diamond nose stud, the female bird said, what am I going to do with that? You better go find some food. Grub means food. Better go find some food for the babies because the babies are so hungry. So don't bring all this stupid things to me. I have no time to look into that. All I need right now is some food for the babies. The bird with full disappointment. Now the bird dropped the diamond stud on the floor and went out in search of little worms for the young ones. Now, this male bird is completely disappointed. The male bird he dropped the nose stud on the floor and he went away flying to search for some little worms for the young ones. Ramaya's wife noticed the jewel as she was sweeping the floor. She picked it up with delight and wore it. Now, when the wife saw the stud on the floor as she was sweeping the floor, she took that, and when she saw that diamond jewel, she was so delighted. She was so happy, and she started to wear it. She was wearing that nose jewel. Ramaya questioned her angrily. How did you get this diamond stud? I found it lying here yesterday and took it. That is all. Now, Ramaya, when he saw his wife with a diamond nose stud, he got so angry and he asked, from where did you get this? And his wife, in such a sarcasm, she said, I found it lying here yesterday. I took it and I wore it. That is all. We should go and hand it over to the village magistrate. If tomorrow the police should come and search in our house, it will be a disgrace to us. Now he said, no, we cannot hold it. It is not ours. So we have to go and give it to the magistrate. Magistrate is a person who acts as a judge in law courts which deal with minor crimes. He is a person, he is a judge like person who deals with all minor small crimes that happens inside the village or the town. So he is a village magistrate. He is in charge of that village. So this fellow Ramaya, he said, this is not ours. Does not belong to us. So we have to go give it to the magistrate. Because when tomorrow a police are coming and searching for this no stud or this jewel, if they come and searches inside our house, that is going to be a disgrace to us. Disgrace means the state of not being respected by other people. People don't respect us when they find us doing something wrong. People will not have the same respect that they had for us, so that will become a great disgrace to us. In Meenakshi Ammal's house nearby, the talk was thus. I forgot and left it in the bathroom. Kupai, the servant woman, must have swept it out. She is very careless and ignorant. The Now, Meenakshi Ammal and Ramaya are neighbors. So, there was a talk going on in Meenakshi Ammal's house. She said that I forgot and left that no stud, the diamond no stud, in the bathroom. The servant lady named Kupai, she is a very careless and ignorant lady. She would have swept it and thrown it away. Ignorant means not knowing about something. Without knowing anything, she does not know the importance or the value of it. And she, without seeing it, would have swept it and thrown it away. That is what is said here. that careless woman Kupai would have thrown it away. The mother, Meenakshi Ammal, consoled her little daughter, saying, "Let us search and find it. Don't tell father yet." He would go into a rage if he knew that you had lost the diamond nose stud. Now, here the mother is consoling her daughter because the daughter is so scared and she starts to cry. So she said, "Don't cry now, don't be afraid. We will search and we'll find it out." And the mother also says that don't tell your father, because if your father comes to know that you have lost your diamond stud, he would go into a rage, means he will get very angry. So don't tell your father. Before your father comes to know, we will search it and find it out. Console means to make someone feel better when he or she is very sad. As this small little girl was very sad, the mother's trying to make her feel better so that she does not get scared and cry. "What is the secret you are whispering?" asked Ramanatham. The loss of the jewel had to be admitted. Soon the whole village knew about it. The maid servant Kupai was suspected by everyone to have stolen it. The police came and searched her hut but could find nothing. Here what happened? Now this had has become a news all over the village. Everybody started talking about the lost diamond nose jewel, and as people are searching about that nose jewel, police have come inside to inquire about the lost jewel, as there was only one suspect, and that was the maid servant Kupai. Suspected means to believe that something may happen or be true. So this lady was suspected to be the robber. She was felt that people felt that Kupai, that maid, would have stolen that nose jewel. So she was inquired, she was being questioned by the policemen. They came to her house and they searched Kupai's hut, but they could not find anything. This had become the talk of the town. Ramaya's heart was in a flutter. Ramaya's wife put the stud away in her box. She soon developed a severe fever and was confined to her bed. No one thought of searching their house. Now here, heart was in a flutter. Flutter means your heart or your stomach flutters when you feel very nervous. So that is called as a flutter. He was scared about police coming and searching his house. And Ramaya's wife, she was so frightened. Instead of giving back the nose jewel, she went and hid it inside the box because she dared not to go and give it back. People might think that she's thinking about this. She developed a severe fever and was confined to her bed. Confined means limited to a particular location. That is, she was there in her bed. She did not come out of her bed at all. She felt so sick. No one thought of searching their house because people know that Ramaya and his wife are genuine people. So they did not even think about searching his house. The he sparrow said, "Look at the fun, my dear. The lady of this house is scared and is down with fever." "Nice fun indeed," said the she sparrow. "The poor woman is in a panic. The fever may be the end of her." Now here comes the culprit, the he sparrow. He comes and talks to his wife, the female sparrow. "Look at the fun that is happening to this lady. She used to quarrel every time, and now see, she is so scared and she also has fever. She is so scared and she is just in the bed." And the female bird said, "Poor woman, she is such a poor woman. She is in a panic." Panic means a sudden feeling of fear. She is so scared that police might come and put her in the jail. So, thinking about this, she had fever, and the female bird says that this fever might be the end of her. She's going to stay with this fever till her life ends. "And a good thing too," said the cruel male sparrow. Now the male sparrow said, yes, it is also something good has happened in that, is it? Cruel means extremely unkind. Now this male sparrow has become so unkind because he is the culprit of all these incidents, right? It is all you're doing. You brought and threw it here and tempted her, said the female bird. Now the female bird said, it is your mistake. You brought the nose jewel and you threw it here and you tempted her, said the female bird. The male bird answered gravely, did I tell her to steal the thing? This is bound to happen when humans are being greedy. Now the male bird answered gravely. Gravely means in a very serious manner. In such a serious manner, the male bird answered, did I tell her to steal that? I did not ask her to steal. Looking at that nose jewel, which was made of diamond, which was very expensive, these human beings are very greedy. She was greedy and she took it. It is not my mistake but hers. Rightly said, we should never be greedy for what belongs to others. Come, let us go now and bring some worms for the young ones. And they too flew out. Now, after talking about all these happenings which is around them, these two birds they said that yes, what you said is right. We should never be greedy for what is others. If it is somebody else, we should not take that. We should not be so greedy. And after talking about all this, they both happily flew away to bring grub, that is food, small worms for the young ones, and they flew away happily. Ramaya and his wife spent the rest of the life in fear of being caught. Now they had a feeling of guilt inside their heart. They felt that any time people might catch them for doing such a big mistake. The diamond nose jewel may still be with them, but the fear of getting caught was even more. They had such an expensive nose jewel with them, which can make them really rich, but the fear of getting caught was inside their heart. This lesson tells us that not be greedy for what belongs to others. Be content with what you have. And that's the end of this story. Thank you for watching. Let's meet again in another beautiful video. Bye bye. Take care.